Welcome to TEC Tube. I'm Ryan Hoger. Today's webinar is going to be on the Fast Parts Mobile Tech app. So I'm assuming you know how to download an app already, so we're going to skip that part. So just install the one that is Fast Parts Mobile Tech. We're going to use this app to get information on equipment for Day and Night, Heil, Tempstar, any of those ICP type brands we can look up through this one single app. So let's go ahead and start the app now, and we'll walk you guys through it. So here's my Fast Parts mobile app that I've already got installed. We're opening him up right here. So there's a couple different things I can do. To find a specific unit that I'm working on today, I can either punch in the serial number, I could punch in the model number, or I can actually scan the barcode on the unit, right, using my camera. So for today, since I'm sitting at my desk, I'm not going to go that route, but I do have a serial number that I went and grabbed, so I'm going to punch that guy in right now. And hit search, and it should pull that unit up for me. I think this was a furnace, if I recall. Right, so it's an induced draft furnace, 80%er. So there's numerous things I can do once I get to this particular point. Now, if I do this barcode scan, I'll get the same info. If I do the model number, I will not get all the same info. I will still get some of it. I'll still get the parts list and the technical literature, but I won't get the warranty info if I just do the model. But in my case, I did the serial, so I have that as well. So the first section under here is the parts list. So I can click on that, and it'll bring up a list of all the common parts associated with this particular unit if I need to find something to replace, right? So whatever it happens to be. And then when I find it, let's say whatever, it's a circuit board, I can click on that, and it asks me down at the bottom if I want to add that to my job. So I can build up a job, and then eventually send that job out to be ordered for parts, or I can send it to the store right away. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Also, I can switch over to the non-functional parts. Right, so this is more cosmetic things like a panel or something like that that I might need, as opposed to a serviceable, a component like that. If I go back below the parts list, I have technical literature. So if I click on that, it'll bring up all the manuals associated with that particular unit. Right, so it'll pull up a list for me. By the way, you got to be connected to the internet when you're doing this on your smartphone. Otherwise, it can't go grab these manuals, obviously. So I can look at all the documents or the current ones. All would be meaning older versions, but I'm just looking at the current ones. So I got installation manuals here. Right, if I scroll down, I got wiring diagrams, product data, which is like product specifications. Right. If I keep scrolling down, I got more stuff. There's just tons and tons of stuff here. Right. It goes on forever for the most part. But usually I'm going to be looking for something related to installation or service or something like that. So if I click on one of these manuals, I'll just pick one right here. It'll pull that book up. Right. And I can zoom in on that book and read anything I need. This is a 24-page book. So it's kind of a lot to read on your phone, but 2 minutes ago you didn't have a book at all. So we're kind of already ahead here. So that's how that would work. If I back out of there, below that I have warranty information. So parts list, technical literature, warranty information. Right? So including this case, when this unit was shipped, when it was installed, December 2017. If I click on warranty details below that, it'll give me some more specific information related to this. So I have a section on here for each of the major things. There's the parts warranty. This is a furnace in this case. And then there's the heat exchanger warranties on here. So I can see those on here and what those normal warranties would happen to be, just generically speaking. Then below that, service contracts. I don't think this one had one, but if it did, let's just see real quick. It doesn't in this case. But if it did, it would tell me if there's an extended service contract that was purchased on there and who the contractor was that provided that and when the date of it ends. And then the very last thing is service history. So for that serial number, if any claims have been made, so in this case, there was a claim made yesterday, which is probably how I got this serial number. Tell me what that claim was and what the problem was. And I can click, if I want, click on the explanation. Inducer motor not running up to speed, noisy when starts. So that was kind of the description of what the problem was. So 4 years from now, a totally unrelated technician from another company could go to this house, pull up this serial number, and see what had happened 4 years ago. The customer says, yeah, somebody was out here a while ago. You can come and look at it on here and see what that issue happened to have been. A couple other things on this particular app that might be of use to you. On the top right-hand side where you get the three little dots, if you click on that, you can click on Store Locator, and you can find the nearest store that would be able to service you. So in this case, I happen to be sitting in my office in North Aurora, and we happen to have a store that's like 200 yards away from me, so it's bringing that one up. There's also other ones below that. Or I can punch in a zip code, which I'll do right now, and it'll bring up another store, right? So the next nearest store to that zip code is Melrose Park. and then there's one in Chicago, and so on. And you can use this in any state that you want that has ICP support, which is pretty much every state. The very last things on here, if I click on the cross-reference up on top, so for some components, even if I don't know the model or serial number of the equipment that it's in, but I know the widget that I want, for example, I want to get a motor, I can come over here and click on cross-reference and then aftermarket motors, and I can enter the model number of the motor that I have from whatever manufacturer, and it'll pull up a list of available ones. Or if I don't know that or don't have that, or I can't read the old nameplate or whatever, I can pick from a drop-down list. So let's see what I want. Let's say it's a direct drive blower. Pick my horsepower. Say it's quarter horse. What voltage do you have? Let's just say it's 115, right? What RPM is it normally operating at? If I want to see a little bit more info on one, I can click the info button and read more specs on that. So apparently I should have been picking 1075 as my RPM, and I would have gotten the one that I wanted, right? And if I want that motor, I can click the little checkbox and I can add it to my job, and it'll add to my list, or I can go ahead and contact the store immediately, right? And what it'll allow me to do is pick a store and contact them to order that particular part and then go pick it up. So hopefully you guys find that useful. You can get warranty information, parts lists, and literature this way. Thank you for your time, and pay attention to some of the other mobile tech apps we have videos on.